So, I was in the middle of recording the video talking about the Volibear cards. You know how Neela traveled across the entire world just to fight an old god? But then, Riot Forge did it again! Out of nowhere, they just announced a new game. And let me tell you, so far, every time it happens, it is a banger. We got Ruined King, Hextech Mayhem, Mage Seeker, and Convergence, all of which are great games. With Song of Nunu being right behind the corner, and now we got Bandletale. Not to be confused with Undertale. I actually haven't seen the trailer yet, which is why we're gonna do it the old way. But for that, I don't think I'll need legs.
Well, this is awkward. The last time I didn't have legs was when I reviewed Arcane. So yeah, it's been a while, but why don't we do a good old classic reaction? So here we go, Bandletale. I'm just gonna let it play. Okay, pixel game straight from the bat. Oh my god. I know I should be like saying stuff and commenting, but alright. Do we have an adventure game? We got Corky. New Corky. Oh my god, there's so much to absorb. Hold on. It's only a minute long. We'll dive right into the details in just a moment, but so there is a main Yordle character, from what I'm getting here. Is it like a Stardew Valley? Is it a Yordlish Stardew Valley? I am kind of speechless. I'm sorry if this is the worst reaction you have ever heard. I am actually speechless. Talking sock. Okay, Yumi's there. People are gonna be happy about Riley, a talking sock. Not gonna lie. Please tell me it is a farming simulator for Yordles. Oh, Vigar and Tristana. 2024 even. I mean, of course, 2023 would be too early, but wow. I assume this little guy is gonna be the main character. I assume that's what's happening. We get a little portal device, which could be how we get into Bandle City. This could be Bandlewoods, probably not Bandle City itself, because Bandle City is kind of like a separate little bigger city inside Bandlewoods. It is looking at the construction and what's happening. It really seems like you're gonna be making stuff. And then again, if you look at the placement tiles, you are building all of this. Are we actually getting Stardew Valley? A little bit of an adventure right there. I assume. See, here's the thing. Riot Forge games have always been about story. It's always story. Story is the main thing. So. Okay, here's the deciding factor. Depending on who is making the game, who's the actual developer, that will massively just tell you what the game is about. All the previous Forge games were an upgrade over a game which the developer made before. And after doing a quick search on Graveyard Keeper, it really seems to be some kind of a sim game. The reason why this actually sounds really cool is because this is gonna be a game that is gonna cater to that niche audience that like the chill games, that like to build their own stuff. And it doesn't even matter that it is part of the League of Legends universe or that it is part of the League IP. These games usually just draw in a lot of different audiences because they are very versatile. Kinda like how I wouldn't be surprised if Song of Nunu also draw in a big audience because it is a very casual-ish adventure game that is just for everyone. Also, this single shot of Corky makes me wonder, how long has this game been in development? Because you can see that this is technically the old version of Corky, because the canon Corky, the new Corky, actually looks a little bit different. In case you didn't know, we would consider this one to be the canon one. But I assume this is gonna be a similar system to something like Stardew Valley, where you have these events that are happening on top of you just making your own stuff. And after you help Corky get his plane out of the water, something else is gonna happen and you are gonna unlock more patterns, or you'll be able to build more buildings, stuff like that. Now, looking at the environment alone, I am really trying to look for any kind of an Easter egg, something that we would know. I mean, it's Bandlewood, magical trees, you know, everything's magical, everything is weird, everything is quirky. Of course, here you can see Rumble right here waiting for something. He probably has a side quest. Besides that, you can see some of the Yordles. You might recognize them from Legends of Runeterra, at least the models that are inspired by that art. I saw Tristana before. Pretty much, we can count on seeing every Yordle imaginable. The one that's interesting is that we did see Vygar. Of course, we got the shopkeepers here. Vygar is gonna be an interesting one because we don't really know where his story left off. So this is gonna be probably, finally, some fresh new info on that. Besides that, yeah, I doubt that there's gonna be also Yumi. Also, you can see that there is gathering and stuff. I wonder if there's gonna be, I mean, you can see cobwebs. Is there gonna be some fighting like Stardew Valley? I shouldn't be comparing this game to Stardew Valley since this is a totally different developer, but look at the fishing. I like fishing minigames. I'm gonna do way too much of this. See, and then they even show us all the Yordles that we're gonna see. Lulu, I don't know if I saw Lulu. Now that I say it, of course, here's Lulu as well. And now that I mention it, yeah, there are 2 Yordles which we might not see, and those are Heimerdinger and Ziggs. We don't really know what's gonna happen with those because they are supposed to be in Piltover. I don't know how often they actually go back to Bandlewood, but yeah, if all the Yordles are supposed to be here, again, looking here, I can see Vygar, Tristana, and you can see the portals in the background here opening, which means that we will probably also get material from other realms and regions. Speaking of which, I can definitely see what seems to be like a Targonian stone in the background, so maybe you will be harvesting stuff from other places. And of course, then they bring up the talking sock, which, look, it's Bandlewood. I'm not surprised. There is a lot of other talking objects that we have seen before. Which reminds me of another thing. Since Yumi's gonna be here, will this also tie into the story of Nora? Because the only Nora lore we really got is from Legends of Runeterra, but besides that, we don't really know what's happening with her. And since these days you can't really say that Legends of Runeterra is 100% canon, it would be nice to get an update from Riot Forge, because so far, Riot Forge is really focusing on the stories. And yeah, the sock is called righty, so I'm wondering if there's also gonna be a lefty. Now, one of the main lines they are using is, can you restore the magic to Bandle City? Which means that something might happen to the Bandle City and we will be the ones repairing it. That's why there's all the crafting. And they are using all of these purple lights, which I hope the Void is not invading Bandle City, because the Void is anti-magic by technicality. It was explained by rioters that the Void is the exact opposite of magic. So if the magic is missing, I hope things are not gonna get too creepy. But yeah, there you have it. That's something I did not expect to see today, to be honest. But I'm happy nonetheless. What is really cool about this is that after Song of Nunu, we wouldn't really know what's coming next. We thought that's really where things got off, because nothing else was announced. But now, we got a new Yordle game to be looking forward to. Now, if you remember the old teasers, there also seems to be some kind of a Shuriman game coming. But outside of that, we'll just be waiting. As I mentioned, next year is gonna be Riot's 15th anniversary, so I would not be surprised if we get a lot of stuff connected to that. And who knows, if Arcane is coming out that year, then I assume this game is gonna come out before that. But that's just my blind guess. It's just so the two things don't clash together. So yeah, that's been my reaction to the new game, because reactions are hip these days. So yeah, now I'm gonna go back into the dungeon and talk about Neela and Volibear, because after getting this magical experience, we need some more blood on our hands.